Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I did a full face of first impressions and this is the final result. I actually really enjoy the way that the makeup looked. I did have a couple of issues along the way, but we were able to pull through and it looks great. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, and if you guys want to see what products I used in today's video, then just keep on watching. So to get started, I'm going to first apply my moisturizer. I'm just using the Vanicream. Any regular moisturizer will do. This one is from the drugstore and it's been working pretty well with my skin. For my brows, I'll be using the Maybelline Brow Precise pencil. I've already kind of opened it because I know how annoying it is to try to open them. So I'm using the shade Deep Brown and hopefully it works. Toss that in. Reminds me a lot of the Anastasia pencils, so it's pretty nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill them in. So far it's applying really nicely. It's a very creamy pencil, but not too creamy. I've tried a couple in the past where they slide on or they just apply too much product, and I'm not seeing that on this brow. I do find that the color is a little dark, which is totally fine because I can brush it out using the spoolie, like so. So that makes a world of a difference. And I'm also going to go in and clean them up later on. So we have one brow done and one brow that isn't. So I'm quickly gonna go fill out the other one and I'll be right back. Now that the brows are done, I did notice that when I was applying the brow pencil, it did break on me, which doesn't happen often with other brow pencils that I use. So that's maybe a con that it has, but that doesn't take away from the performance. So the color is still not the best, but I can work with it. I am also trying out the Ulta brow tint. I'm hoping, because it's a medium brown, that this helps to lighten it up a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and use this also to set them in place. So you can already see that this has a slightly more ashy tone, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So far, so good. We're gonna move on to the eyes, and I'm super excited about this product. We're gonna be using the new e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. I walked into the e.l.f. store the other day and I didn't think they were gonna have them, and they did. And I was so excited because this is a palette that I definitely see myself using. There's a lot of beautiful colors, neutrals, and it's a really great price point. So I'm gonna just show you guys real quick. Super, super pretty. I'm sure the camera, of course, is not doing it any justice. So let's hope it performs just as good. Today I'm going to keep it pretty basic, so I will be using more of the tones on this side just because I want to see if I will be using it more often. I could go away with the purples, but there's another purple palette that I am dying to use, which we know is the Norvina palette, so I'll probably save another video for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and use this palette. Before I start digging into the palette, I do want to prime my eyes and also clean up my brows a bit. So I'm just using the medium dark 36 concealer from ColourPop. So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, it's a little chilly. It's very light. Just to use as our base. So going into the Opposites Attract palette, I'm gonna dip into the shade called Fresh, and I'm hoping that this is a nice base color, which it is. And I'm laying that down just to help with the concealer. Now that I have my transition, not my transition, but my base color in, I'm gonna move into these two shades. So Sassy and Cheeky. And you can see, you probably can, there's quite a bit of kickback there, but again, just gonna work with it. And I'm placing that in the crease. It's really pretty. Right off the bat, it's not the most pigmented shadow, but again, we can make work with that. I do have more of a medium dark skin tone, and it can be tricky because I find that there's certain colors that look really flattering on lighter complexions, and then when it comes to a tanner skin, it just doesn't really show up as vibrant, and you just have to make do with it. But it can sometimes be, you know, discouraging. I totally get it. I am gonna dip into the shade Warm with the same brush. The brush that I'm using is no longer available, but it was the Sephora Pro Crease Brush, my favorite brush of all time. I really wish they would have kept it. Okay, so this color right here isn't really showing up. Like, it's not quite as warm as I would want it to be, so that is a little tricky. I was expecting it to be a lot warmer, so I don't love that. Let's keep working. We may very well end up going a lot bolder than I expected, but you know what? We're almost here in the fall, or we're almost in fall. So summer is long gone. I feel like I didn't film any videos during the summertime, but it really was just too hot to wear makeup. In New York, it was so humid. Like right now I'm sweating and it's not even that hot out. I like this so much more now. Love that. It's not my favorite brown. I've definitely used better, but I am not mad at it at all. I'm gonna go back in with Cheeky and Sassy and just go over it once more. So go. Like so. Alright, I'm already seeing some patchiness, but it's okay. I'm going to use Fresh, and I'm going to place it right under the brow bone, just to clean that up. Hopefully getting rid of that patchiness that we saw there. For our lid shade, I'm going to dip into the shade Daring. And I find that these colors work best with your fingers, so I'm trying not to use my brushes. So I will use my ring finger, and I'm going to pat it onto the lid. So that's the shade on my lid. That doesn't look like anything special, but I'm gonna dip into the shade called Low Key. And it looks white, but it has a bit of a pink shift to it. I don't know if you can see it really, but I'm gonna go ahead and place that right in the center. I'm gonna try using a flat shader brush and see if that makes a difference. And I'm going to go back into the warm shade right there and deepen up that crease just to clean it up. This is not a new product, but I just love my NYX liner, so I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes and hope that the wing saves the look. For foundation today, I am trying a new one, which is the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation from NYX. I'm super excited to try this out. And I also wanted to try out their matte primer. So I have both here. For the primer, I'm pretty excited because it is a mattifying primer and I'm super oily, so anything that helps beat the oil, I will take. So the packaging looks like this. It's just a white bottle. And let's take a look at the consistency. There we go. So I'm applying a tiny bit of this. I'm intrigued what thing's coming out. Ow. Interesting. That's what it came out like. I was not expecting that. I thought it was going to be more of a like a lotion. Oh. This reminds me of the Becca. If anyone knows the Becca primer, that one is intense. Oh, this is really gonna keep oils at bay. Ooh, I don't know about that. I really don't know, because in my experience with the Becca one, that's one of the few primers that, while it is really great at controlling oils, it really makes my skin look very dry, and it also makes it look like I have a lot of makeup on. I don't like that. I'm gonna give the foundation a shake. I'm trying to find a good brush to use. We're going to use the Real Technique Instapop Cheek Brush. Whenever it decides to open, of course. Whenever you use a new foundation, it takes quite a few pumps. There we go. That's like a pump and a half. I'm kind of nervous, you guys. Ooh, the color looks decent. All right. There's no real scent to it, so that's good.
That's good.
Oh, this is pretty. Doesn't feel heavy at all. We love that. Oh. I did another full pump. Now on camera, I'm looking in the viewfinder and I legit look orange, so I don't know how flattering that is, but it doesn't look like that in person, I swear. So to conceal, I am going to use the same ColourPop. Nothing new. I know I like this concealer. It isn't my favorite, but it's pretty darn good. See, now the eye is catching my attention, which it didn't before, but maybe I just needed to put on the rest of my makeup to bring it into life. I am gonna set the concealer in place, and I'm gonna use the Maybelline loose powder in medium. I haven't used this as much lately, I'll be honest. I've been using others, but I do want to keep it more on the affordable side, so a lot of this is new and like first impressions. This in particular isn't, but it's still great, so I figured I would include this in the video. This is also actually helping to neutralize it a bit, which we love. I did pick up a new brush from e.l.f. and I'm super excited because it looked really fluffy, and I love fluffy brushes. It feels quite soft. I always smell everything. I know, I'm weird. But this feels really cool. It feels very high-end in the sense that it's like, doesn't feel too cheap, which you love. And the handle is clear. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to be trying out the ColourPop No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder in medium dark. I've seen I Love Sarai use this so many times, and I'm going to use the new brush. And she just made it look so good on the skin. I am noticing that on my chin it's looking a little heavy. In fact, the rest of my face looks heavy, which I don't know. I have a feeling it has something to do with the primer. But I'm hoping that once I use my setting spray, it just brings everything back to life.
Good.
So I've been having all types of issues with this camera today. I don't know what's going on. It told me that it was overheating, and it's never said that. And it could just possibly be the fact that I just haven't used it in a while and it doesn't like me. So we will try to do the video a little bit quicker than usual, but that's fine. Before it cut off, I was talking about the e.l.f. bronzer. It's their bronzer, what is it called? Their primer infused bronzer, and this one is in the shade Constantly Bronzed. It's very warm, but I love warm bronzers, so I'm hoping that it shows up on my skin and that we love it. I did hear that it was pretty pigmented, so I'm kind of like scared about it, but I'm really excited, so let's give it a go. Oh. She is pigmented. I'm not sure if it had just cut me off or not, but I did mention that I don't know how I feel about the skin today. I've been having such good skin days, and I feel like the products that I use lately are so good that I was very excited to try all these new products, but my skin is just, it's not living. It's looking very heavy, and I feel like I haven't looked like this in a while, so I don't know. With that being said, I definitely need to film a updated makeup routine for you guys. That might be my next video, because I have been living for the products that I've been using. I'm gonna use a little small brush. To both blend it out. My nose is looking crazy. But it's not the bronzer's fault. I may have just applied a little too much. That's okay. Just gonna go in with the sponge. Honestly, what I should have done as well with the foundation is I should have used one side with the brush and one side with the sponge, but did not go as planned. Hurry. I do also have a blush that is also the primer infused, and this one is in the shade Always. Get it out. So this shade is Always Spicy, and it looks gorgeous. I don't think I have anything like it in my collection. It's much deeper, and again, I don't know what it is about the lighting. I do have new lighting coming soon. It's just I wasn't able to set it up correctly, but I'm very excited. And yes, I'm going to just lightly dip it in because I don't want it to be too pigmented and then mess up the entire look. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that right on my cheekbones.
That's good.
Oh wow. I'm so sweaty. Oh my god. Put that a little bit on there. Balance it out a bit. For the face, I'll be using the Makeup Revolution Oil Control Fixing Spray. Looks like this. I saw a few people mention it and say they loved it, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a go. So let's go ahead and apply some. Has a weird scent. A little plasticky, maybe? And it's an oil okay, so I'm gonna mess things up a bit, and I should have thought about this beforehand, but because that's oil control and everything else on my face is super oil control, I'm gonna go in with the Mario Badescu facial spray, and I'm just gonna combine the two, hoping that this, you know, brings up some moisture back into the skin. So I love the way that this smells. Absolutely love it. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight, and this one is in the shade Champagne. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and it looks gorgeous. So stunning, very pretty, and that's why I did want to not highlight, but I wanted to make sure that my face was hydrated before I applied it so that it would look beautiful. So I'm going to dip into it, and let's see how it goes. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. It's very blinding, which we love, but I think on top of this foundation, it's a little drying. So, like here, it looks pretty, but I did also want to try out the Master Chrome in the shade Molten Peach. I dipped into this already, like swatched it, which is why it has a huge dent right there, but it's okay. I want to see what it looks like. So. Oh, yes. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Into the palette, and I'm going to dip into that beautiful purple shade. I'm going to place it on the lower lash line. This shade is called Easygoing, and I hope that it's easygoing. So let's cross our fingers and hope that it doesn't mess this up. could change once I put on the lashes. I am hopeful that that's what it's gonna do. So I'm back and I have my lashes on. I did use the JB Allure lashes in collaboration with Jasmine Brown, and they look beautiful. They look so good on her in the photo. And it's like I need to get the wispy and like dramatic. I think I had these before, but I may have lost them, or I had some similar, but these are stunning. So they've definitely helped the look quite a bit. For the lips, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna use this Morphe lip crayon in the shade TFW. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that all over. I love colors like this. They are my everyday color. Not to mention, the formula is super soft, and I think it's super flattering for fall time. I love it. And to top it off, I am going to use a new lip gloss from them. It's in the shade Gypsy. It's like a chocolatey color, and I think it's gonna go well with the vibe that we have here. And it's not super sticky, which I can definitely appreciate. I did want to pop a little bit of the Molten Peach right in the inner corners. Just to tie it all in. In fact, I kind of want to apply a tiny bit on the lid. Let's just see what it does. Oh yeah. Love that. That is exactly what I needed. If I was gonna add that color, which I did, I could have definitely gotten away with that shade on the lid and then applied it, and I think it would have looked even better. But it's okay. This palette is still very workable. It isn't the best, but it does the job. And it's cheap. I mean, it was 14 bucks, which isn't super cheap, but it's still good quality, and you get a nice array of colors. I'm gonna open it up one more time. And I still think it's quite the step up from their past collections, because I've definitely used other shades from them in the past and they were never as good as the ones here. So I think I might just have to either use a different base or just different brushes and just keep playing around with it. I do want to try out that green. It's calling my name as well, and I wish that the purple would have came out as vibrant as it did in the pan, but it could also be that I just used the wrong brush. I was starting to get some fallout, so I didn't really want to play too much with it, but it gives it just like a tiny bit, so I'm not mad at it. All in all, it's not my favorite, but it's pretty good. So I'm back. I just wanted to change my shirt because the red shirt, even though it was an incredible shirt, it just didn't really go with the look, so I wanted to switch it up, and I wanted to support my Eva XO squad. She's one of my favorite, if not my favorite YouTuber. I don't know, I feel like I connect with so many people, or I don't know her actually. What's her real meeting? She really is one of my favorite YouTubers ever. She's so chill, and I love her style. Just like everything about her is amazing, and she has the cutest little baby. So I always want to show support, and it's such a nice shirt, by the way. It fits so well. love that. But yeah, I wanted to do a quick little recap of the products. So I've already gone over the eyeshadow, but I did want to touch base about the foundation. I do really like the foundation, and I think I will definitely be using it again. I like the shade. It matches me fairly well, and it did give a pretty nice coverage, which I really liked as well. So I'm okay. So I'm looking forward to using it again. However, this product not so much. Cool. This product not so much. It is just too drying. I like a little bit more of like a luminous finish to the skin to make sure that my skin doesn't look dry. And this was just not it. I will continue to use other primers. I love other drugstore primers. Like I have this one right here. Oddly enough, it's a hydration primer from Maybelline. It's their Hydrate and Smooth Master Prime, and it's really good. I do enjoy this quite a bit. But this, the consistency right from the bat, like right off the start, once I started squeezing it, it felt so weird. It dried too quickly, and then it didn't give enough, I don't know, enough time for the foundation. Like even just in my fingers it feels really off, and I didn't like that as much. So I'll have to keep playing around with it, or maybe strategically place it in areas where I know I get very oily, but like it doesn't allow my skin to look like skin, and I don't love that. As for these two guys over here, I really did enjoy them. Again, I have to play around with them, and I'm probably going to use them in conjunction with a different powder. Not the powders that I used today, of course, because I have better ones, but the blush, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I don't have anything like it in my collection in terms of the shade, so I'm super excited with this. And I always love a very warm bronzer to bring more life to my skin, because there was a point during the process where I thought I just looked super ghostly and I was not feeling it. But these I'm very excited about. Plus they were very affordable for the size that you get. Like it's pretty massive and great value. I haven't quite gotten an opportunity to really play around with the setting spray and test it out, but I have to give it another shot because of the fact that the primer that I used today was just so mattifying already that this was gonna make my skin just super dry, and I was gonna feel like SpongeBob, and I did not want that. So I will definitely have to try this again and keep you guys posted. Of course I can't find it, but the eyebrow brush was not bad at all. I'm actually really enjoying my brows today with the little brow tint from Ulta. Those were key, and I think they're more on the affordable side, so we love affordable makeup in this channel. So yeah, I would definitely recommend. The highlighters that we used today were stunning. This, again, I think it was just the base that was a little too dry, so it looked a little patchy, but I may use my fingers instead and apply this, and it looked beautiful. This, I mean, I used it on my eyes, I used it on my face, and I just think it made everything look so much better. So I highly recommend both of these guys here. The lashes, I'm already obsessed. I mentioned that before. I would definitely recommend. And then last but not least, but for the lip combo, these two products were beautiful. This Lip Pencil Lip Crayon, so amazing. The color is perfection, and it really made it easy to line and fill my lips. And then for the gloss, it's not sticky at all. I would highly recommend that you go look for these. They are now sold at Ulta, so go get your points. Super easy, and love the color. And that is it for my full face of first impressions. There were a lot of great products and some that weren't so great but still did the job. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what else you guys want to see in future videos, tutorials, reviews, all that good stuff. I definitely want to start making more videos that you guys want to see, of course. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.